One of the things I love about the Thames is the way it's so deeply ingrained into our history. Here, for example, what we've got is a Second World War pillbox, because believe it or not, if the Nazis had invaded Britain in 1940, as many people feared they would, this would have been the last defensive line, the river here just outside Lechlade, before the industrial heartland of the Midlands. Very important military feature, believe it or not. So peaceful now. Well, this gentleman is Father Thames, and he is sitting here looking out over St John's Lock, which is the highest lock on the River Thames. This sculpture originated at Crystal Palace in 1854 for the Great Exhibition, but then he was moved up to the source of the Thames, where I began. But he was a bit lonely up there, I think, so they moved him down here in 1974, where a lot more people come to see him, looking out over the lock. How very pretty it is too. Well, this bridge here at Radcott is said to be the oldest bridge anywhere on the Thames. Parts of it date back apparently to the 12th century, and the reason it survived so long is that there's actually another channel of the river here which all the boats use, and that's got a slightly bigger bridge over it, rather a narrow arch though, and it's on a bend. Very tricky to get boats through, and there's quite a lot of evidence on the chipped stone that quite a lot of boats hit it on their way through. I think one of the things I like most about this project of mine is the way somehow I feel that I'm walking through somebody else's world. Every time I see a family of swans like these, or a meadow full of sheep, I've seen several herons along here, I'm very conscious that I'm in their world. I'm the stranger, the foreigner, the interloper. And for a townie like me, that's a very different sort of feeling to what I'm used to. And I rather like it. Well, here's another piece of Thames history. Just across on the other side of the river there, where that little chapel is. This is Shifford, or Sheep's Ford, as it was in Saxon times, and that field over there is thought to be the site of the first ever English Parliament, convened apparently by King Alfred in the year 890, and there's an Anglo-Saxon poem about it which says, "There sat at Shifford many thanes, many bishops, and many learned men, wise earls and awful knights." Why the knights were awful, I have no idea, but evidently at one time, a little over 1,000 years ago, this was a very important place. Wouldn't think so now. Well, I'm not going to take a picture of every single bridge between here and London, but this is worth a brief look. This is Newbridge, and it's new only in the sense that it's a wee bit newer than the one at Radcott, further upstream. This dates back, they say, to 1250, so it's actually the second oldest bridge over the river, and it's rather a handsome looking thing. Well, if you know anything about English poetry, you will know about this place. This is Bablock Hythe, an ancient crossing place over the river, and it was immortalised by Matthew Arnold in his poem The Scholar Gypsy. Crossing the stripling Thames at Bablock Hythe, trailing in the cool stream, thy fingers wet as the slow punt swings round. There was a ferry across here for hundreds and hundreds of years. Flat-bottomed punt used to take people across. Now, nothing at all, just the ferryman in, and it's closed on Tuesdays.